The lights inside the AGT are dimmed to a soft blue, and the massive stage glows with a quiet, expectant energy. Thousands of fans whisper in scattered waves, the kind of low hum that fills the air when no one knows what's about to happen. But everyone feels something big is coming. A single spotlight switches on. Under it stands a young Filipino teenager, thin, calm-faced, and dressed in a simple but nostalgic outfit. A black leather jacket, white shirt tucked neatly in, shiny shoes that look straight out of a 1950 poster. His hair is slicked back like he belongs in an old Hollywood film. But there's something else, something gentle in the air around him, a softness, a humility. It tells the audience immediately, this kid isn't here to pretend, he's here to try. He walks toward the center mark on the floor, each step echoing faintly through the silent theater. No dramatic introduction, no flashy entrance, just a boy with a dream and a microphone waiting for him. He reaches the center, takes a breath. Simon Cowell watches him with a curious squint. Heidi leans forward just slightly. Howie and Sophia exchange a quick glance. The boy looks young, maybe too young for such a bold getup. His outfit screams Elvis, but his nervous, almost trembling hands say something different. Simon clears his throat. Simon, hello. Tell us your name. The boy lifts the mic. Contestant, my name is Adrian. I'm from the Philippines. A few cheers rise from the audience, he offers. A tiny smile, but it fades as quickly as it appears. Simon, and what will you be doing today? Adrian swallows. Hard contestant. I'll sing, sir. It might sound a little different. The judges freeze. Different how? The audience leans in. A light breeze sweeps across the stage as though even the theater is holding its breath. Simon tilts his head. Simon, different is good. Show. Adrian nods, then closes his eyes. For a moment nothing happens. Just silence. You can hear the creaking of a chair, the rustle of a jacket, the buzzing of the stage lights. His fingers tighten around the mic stand. His chest rises and then the first note leaves his mouth. A sound so warm, so velvety, so shockingly recognizable that people in the front rows literally jolt in their seats. This isn't a child singing. This isn't mimicry. This is the smoky, golden, unmistakable tone of Elvis Presley. Alive, vibrant, and more real than any impersonation the world has heard in decades. A woman in the audience gasps loudly. Someone whispers, "No way." Cameras whip toward the judges. Howie's eyes enlarge. Heidi's jaw drops. Sophia places a hand on her chest, but Simon freezes completely. He leans toward the table, as though his body is being pulled. Adrian's voice floats across the theater, buttery, smooth, with a deep richness that fills every seat. His lips barely move. He isn't forcing anything. This is natural, effortless, like he was born with a classic rock singer living inside him. When he shifts into the lower notes, the room vibrates. People start whispering, "Why elderly? Is this real? Is he lip-syncing?" It sounds like 1956 all over again. But then he lifts his hand from the mic stand, showing he's holding nothing else. His voice continues soaring, proving the impossible. This sound is coming from him. Adrian opens his eyes slowly, and the audience now sees something new. Confidence, a spark, a soul that's finally stepping into the light. He turns sly. Light to the left, raising the intensity. The tone becomes bolder, clearer. Not just Elvis. Elvis infused with Filipino warmth, emotion, and purity. A once-in-a-generation blend. The audience rises, not at the end. Right now, mid-song, a standing ovation begins building like a wave sweeping across the theater. The 60-year-old Elvis fans in the back cover their mouths. Teenagers pull out their faux, nest to capture every second. Parents clap above their heads. People are crying already, touched by something they can't quite. Adrian hits a long, gentle note, not strained, not pushed, just honest. It's the kind of note that makes time slow down. Then he glides through a run so clean, so masterfully controlled, that even the sound engineers backstage look at each other with disbelief. Cameras zoom in on Simon, and for the first time in the entire audition, he whispers something. "Simon, this is impossible." The music continues, but Simon is gone, mentally transported. He's staring at the stage like he's watching a miracle. Adrian, eyes still closed, pours everything he has into the next line. The audience becomes silent again, not because they're bored, because they're overwhelmed. They don't want to breathe too loud. They don't want to miss a single moment of something that feels historical. The boy from the Philippines, the boy who walked on stage like a mystery, has just resurrected a legend with nothing but his voice. And the world is about to explode. The moment Adrian's voice takes full command of the room, the entire energy inside the AGT theater shifts. Char ply unmistakably like a switch being flipped in the hearts of thousands. What was once an ordinary audition now feels like the rebirth of a musical era. Every note he delivers pulls the audience deeper into awe. The judges sit frozen except Simon. Halfway through the second verse, Simon Cowell's posture changes. His shoulders tense, his eyes widen, and slowly, almost involuntarily, he rises Yes, Simon Cowell stands up while the performance is still happening. That alone sends a shockwave through the audience. People scream, phones go up in the air, and the camera zooms so close to Simon that viewers at home can practically feel his breath. Adrian sees the movement from the corner of his eye. His brows lift, surprised, but he doesn't break. Instead, he leans deeper into the mic and lets out a rich, sweeping vab that spreads through the theater like warm smoke. He steps forward, not dramatically, but with a calm vintage. Swagger that instantly reminds the audience of Elvis's iconic stage presence. It's subtle, natural, like it was never learned. It just exists inside him. He isn't performing Elvis. He is an evolved version of Elvis. Filipino soul meets golden grok. He swings the mic slightly to the side, hitting a lower note so deep Theat's subwoofers tremble. Somehow the sound is powerful yet silky. The kind of tone that sends chills across a person's entire spine. Heidi turns to Sophia with a face full of shock. Heidi whispering, "This is beyond talent." Sophia nods, her jaw hanging open. "Sophia, he was born with this. Look at him." The music shifts into the chorus and Adrian's voice explodes with life. He doesn't overpower the song, he elevates it. His control is unbelievable. Every vowel, every breath, every tiny pause feels crafted with supernatural intuition. Two teenagers in the front row scream and fall back into their seats, overwhelmed. A man near the back wipes away tears, whispering, "This is magic. This is pure magic." Then it happens. Adrian executes a lightning-fast vocal riff, something Elvis never attempted. A modern twist full of rhythm and Filipino agility. The whole room detonates. People jump. Some scream, some hold their hands over their mouths. Even the judges stop trying to keep their composure. Howie throws both hands in the air. "Howie, oh my God, oh my, what? How is this kid real?" But Simon is still standing, not casually, not politely. He is standing like a man whose entire musical worldview has been shaken to its core. His eyes are locked on Adrian, studying, searching, trying to understand how a teenager could produce a tone that died decades ago, trying to understand how someone so young could control a voice with such depth, color, and historical resonance. And then Adrian turns his head slightly, channeling an effortless rockabilly growl that ripples through the theater like thunder. Simon slams his hands on the table. Simon shouting, "No! No! Wait! Hey!" The crowd roars so loud the audio engineers have to lower the feed. Gold lights sweep across the room as fans jump to their feet, unable to sit still. The song builds into its final stretch. And for the first time since stepping on stage, Adrian lets himself smile. Just a tiny grin, but full of pride. He feels the electricity of thousands of people cheering for him. He feels the dream he carried his whole life vibrating in the air. His movements become bolder, not choreographed, but instinctive. Every step has rhythm, every breath has purpose. He glides into a high note, hits it perfectly, then softens it down like liquid gold. No crack, no strain, only mastery. The audience is gone. They're not just watching, they're living inside the performance. Adrian finishes the final line with a clean, heartfelt slide that melts through the entire crowd. The music cuts, the lights hang in the air, and the roar that follows nearly shakes the building apart. People scream his name, flags wave, cameras flash. But the biggest shock is still unfolding. Simon Cowell walks onto the stage, the judges look stunned, the audience loses control completely. They have seen Simon stand up before but never walk to the performer before even giving feedback. Adrian stands frozen, breathless, overwhelmed. Simon approaches him slowly, respectfully amazed. He leans into the mic and says only one sentence, the sentence that will replay across the world for years. "This is impossible, but you just made it real." And with that, the entire world knows this kid isn't an impressionist. He's a musical phenomenon. And AGT will never be the same again. The final note of Adrian's performance floats through the massive AGT theater like a fading echo of history. Warm, powerful, unforgettable. For a split sec, and the entire world seems to stop. Nobody breathes, nobody blinks. Every camera, every light, every eye in the room is locked on the young Filipino singer standing center stage, chest rising and falling, sweat glistening on his forehead, heart pounding like it's about to burst. Then boom, a volcanic roar erupts from the audience. People leap out of their seats, some scream his name, others see over their mouths shaking. The applause is so explosive that the entire studio floor vibrates. It doesn't sound like AGT anymore. It sounds like a stadium concert. Adrian brings a trembling hand to his chest. His eyes fill instantly with tears. For a boy who once sang alone in his small room back home to be standing in front of thousands, being embraced by pure love is overwhelming. Behind the J-Uggs table, Simon Cowell is still on stage with him. He hasn't gone back to his seat yet. He hasn't stopped staring at the young singer in disbelief. Adrian's parents back